What's happening? Welcome back to another episode of the Account for Your Life podcast. Jamie, the healthy accountant, helping you to account for your life. Today on the podcast, we're talking about how to live a purpose-driven life. And in this brief conversation that we're going to have today, I'm going to share with you kind of like how I got on this path of living purpose-driven and still actually evolving, into a purpose-driven person. And I'm going to introduce you to a book that I read, The Purpose-Driven Life, back in 2014, 2016. And this book changed my life. This book is part of the reason why I'm at least going after purpose. It was the book, The Purpose-Driven Life, written by Rick Warren. So if you were thinking about living a purpose-driven life, where would you start? Where does it even, like, where do people learn how to live a purpose-driven life? Is there a class on it? I'm sure there are plenty of classes on it now. But is there a class? Like the book is a class. The book is a 40-day, like a 40-day devotional. I think I may have read it faster than 40 days because I was so into it. Probably read it too fast. Because when I got to the very end of the book, it was living. I think the last chapter was the last day was living with purpose. And I'm going to tell you, to be honest, I was a little, and this may happen to many of us, you get a little kind of like, man, now here's where the work starts. For me, it's like I read a book, and then when I get to the end, I'm like, oh, it's over. Now, what do I get from, like back then, I didn't know what to do. I just was like, man, and I didn't think to read it again because I didn't. I never read it again. I just knew that. I was like, wow, this is really good. I felt like it changed my life. And yet it was almost like somewhat of a letdown. It was somewhat of a letdown because, come on, man, living with purpose, to actually decide to do it, it takes deep work. Say that with me. It's going to take some deep work. Deep work, meaning interior work. See, because to live with purpose is to go on the inside and discover what's down in there. It's like it's kind of like living life on the next level, right? This book here that I wrote, there's a little excerpt here, Law of Purpose, that's in the chapter on clarity, the chapter on clarity. And it says, you can't have purpose unless you know who you are. You got to know who you are. So purpose starts with the understanding. If you're gonna write something down, how to live with purpose is it's knowing I must know who I am. Like I have to start here, because if I arbitrarily go out here and say, well, you know what, I think this is why I'm here, but I don't know who I am, then what do you think will happen? We're gonna get bunched up on stuff that will begin to say, oh, that's probably not what you're able to do, and we'll start having that imposter syndrome. Has anybody ever had that imposter syndrome? So living with purpose starts with knowing who we are. One of the first questions I think in maybe chapter 1 is like, who are you? Dr. Miles Monroe, who wrote a plethora of books over here, he has a book on Unleash Your Purpose that I read several years ago. And these are the 5 questions, like, who are you? Where are you from? Why are you here? Where are you going? What can you do? Those are the 5 questions that you have to answer in moving towards purpose. What's interesting about purpose is the underlying thing for everything. Say that with me. Purpose is the underlying thing for everything. And because purpose, if we just break that down to an even better word, is reason. Reasons. The reason we are here. What is the reason? What was God considering when your name came up? Remember those 500 million sperms? You're a winner. You are a winner. Those 500 million sperms that came through and you won. Think about it. And everybody was tasked. There was 500 million. Now, I wish I really understood that, right? Because what if we all, it's like, you win the race, but what if you lose? Like, what if you're part of the 499.99 that didn't make it? Do you get to run again? I don't know. That's something for the creator of the universe to answer. Hey man, how does that work? And you're like, oh yeah, this is how it works. This is how life continues. Because if we look around, life is a circle. Things are just happening. Meaning, but they're not just happening. They are happening because there's a reason why they're happening. So living with purpose starts with not just knowing who you are, but answering the 5 questions. Who are you? Why are you here? Where are you going? Where are you from? What can you do? That's not in any particular order. So if you are looking to learn how to live with purpose, answer those 5 questions. And when you answer these questions, I'm going to tell you the answers are so simple. Who are I am a creator by the creator. So at the end of the day, it's not like, who am I? Jay Moore, healthy account. None of that. Why am I here? I'm here to do the work that my creator sent me to do. Period. See, this is what people miss it. Like because you're trying to specifically come up with these things. Then it's like, well, what can I do? Oh, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Meaning anything within my realm, I can do it. Where am I from? I'm from heaven. That's where I'm from. I'm from heaven. Where am I going? Man, what is your destiny? Because that's where am I going speaks to your destiny. My destiny is to be a creator at the highest level in my capacity for the creator who created me. So when you think about this, it's not the specificity that we like to come up with. Oh, I'm going to be an accountant. I'm going to do no. Because remember, those things can change. Those things can change. Anything that we're like occupation, like I'm not going to always be doing taxes. I'm not going to always be around taxes. See, I'm being honest, taxes is my calling. Taxes is a means that gets me to literally puts me in a room with my calling so that I can say, oh, there it is, let's go. Like I'm sitting here, man, I went on a binge the past week or so. I think I bought like 8 or 9 books. I'm reading, I guess I got 3 books open right now. And 2 of them on money. And I don't know, it's just, when you think about what other people have gone through and how the connection to other people connects you to you, it's amazing, man. Like I'm sitting here reading one of the books that I got recently, The Illusion of Money. And like it's written by Kyle Cease. I guess that's how you pronounce it. He's you can probably look him up. He's a movie, like he's been in a bunch of movies. So if you saw me, like, oh, I know who he is. But the book, what's so good about this book is that it's almost like, man, I could have wrote a book like this. Wow. I says, man, it's a reflection of me. And so as I'm reading the book, I'm in the book and I'm saying, this is a reflection of me. Wow, this is on the level of where I am. My calling called me that day. When I it's crazy because I'm driving down. I'm gonna give you this quick story because I didn't give the whole story about being called into Barnes and Noble to get this book. We were driving to go see my parents, me and my 2 sons, Jared and Jacob. We're driving down the road and I had a bright idea. Oh, why don't we just take food instead of getting there and trying to figure out, I said, we should just pick some food up from the Cheesecake Factory. We're about 20 minutes away from the Cheesecake Factory in Delaware. I called Mom. Okay, we're going to do that. Place the order. But I think that we didn't get the order in until we were basically pulling into the mall. So we pulled in, we parked. I'm sitting there. So I'm saying, okay, let's go inside. Maybe we'll just walk around for a few minutes as we wait for our food. We'll walk in the food court. And we're walking into the food court towards where the rest of the mall is. And some said, nope, go into the bookstore. Oh, I said, hey guys, instead of just walking around, let's go in the bookstore real quick. We go in the bookstore, get the book. Like, when you have a calling on your life, when you are living with purpose, you will start to hear your calling call you. But I'm not sitting like, oh, my calling called me. It's just that I knew that when I got to that bookstore, it felt so right. Walk in. See, because when you know who you are and when you know why you are here, you will hear the call. Because I know where I'm from, so I can hear the call. Here it is. One of my brothers, Kyle, is in the bookstore calling my name. He's saying, hey, Jay, you got to come in and get this book. You got to come in and get this book, man. Because this book is part of your elevation this year. Come get this book. And I'm sitting there like, wow, this is interesting. Let me go. And it's as soon as I looked at the book, it was like, bam. I was like, oh. This is it. I did buy The Law of Success by Napoleon Hill. I haven't even opened that one. That one is actually in plastic. I bought 3 books. What was my third book? I don't remember. But anyway, so I bought the book. See, because my purpose, the reason why I'm here, called me out. Whispered. Wasn't a loud whisper. I could have easily done something else. We could have easily walked around the mall. But here's the thing. If you're going to live with purpose, then you have to be open to hearing what purpose calls. If you're going to live with purpose, you have to be open to hearing when purpose calls. Because when purpose calls, it's just like when God calls you. It's not like you hear some audible voice of God. There's no audible voice. The voice you'll hear is you. You're going to hear yourself in your head, in your mind, talking. And usually what happens is there's 2 sides. You've got the side, the quiet side, that's God. That's the creator. Then you got the other side that's been created here in this realm. So what happens is we're battling between, it's like a tug of war. We're battling between the fact that there is this whispering that, I don't know, but if I let go, if I tell my wife to leave her job, then we won't have the job. We're going to be less $95,000 a year. That doesn't make any sense to this one. But to this one, he says, well, you don't need that because I got you. But it's not here yet. This side is saying it's not here yet. Oh, but I got you. So if we can't discern who is talking, then what happens is we get confused. Maybe we don't listen, but usually what we default to is the created version of ourselves. And the created version of ourselves has gone through life, gone to school, lived with our parents, had a lot of friends, made a lot of mistakes, done all the things, had jobs, had experiences, values, all kind of stuff, experience. That side of you has all of this stuff that could potentially block you from your purpose, which is kind of wild. But it also shows us who our purpose and what our purpose is, because all those elements is kind of like all those elements are feeding into who God said we were before we were even a part of the 500 million. It's kind of wild, right? Living with purpose. Back when I read the book, The Purpose Driven Life, I'm going to close in a couple of seconds here. When I read The Purpose Driven Life, and I'm reading through it, if you haven't read that book, you should definitely pick it up. Like if you're looking to live with purpose, discover your purpose, that's a really good book to start. It's a 40-day book. In the first part of the book, what he says is that he says the average life, lifespan is like 25,550 days. So he makes a case immediately that you easily have 40 days to put in to read this book. So a person would be an idiot not to read for 40 days when they have 25,550 days in their life. The question I got for you is, how many days have you lived already? Add that up for real. How many days have you lived already? The reason why it's powerful to see days, minutes, seconds, hours, because then it shows the totality of how long you've been here. See, because when we look at, oh, I've been here for 52 years, that doesn't show the totality of how long you've been here. 25, like when we think about, man, I'll just do the math real quick. I've been here how many days? Let's go ahead. 365 times 52. Wow, 18,980 plus. Then we're going to do 5 months. It's another 150. 365 times plus 150. I've been here 19,130 days. Wow. Hold a second. Minus 25,550. Bro, I might only have 6,420 more days left. Yo, that's scary. Wow. I may only have average. So if I lived only the average lifespan, 6,420, 25,550 divided by 365. He did 70 years. Hey, check this out, man. Let's just consider this really quick here. Multiply your days. Take a look at how much time has already elapsed. And let's ask, am I living with purpose? Do I know my purpose? See, if I'm answering no and no, and then I'm looking at how much time is left. Hey, you may look at the end of the day. Look, my dad is 82. So my dad, he's already 12 years over. My mom turning 80 in August. So they're already over that average lifespan. That doesn't mean I'll get it. It doesn't mean you'll get it. What it means is, even if we got it, the point is today is living with purpose. So where do we start? Who am I? Where am I from? Why am I here? What can I do? Where am I going? Answer these 5 questions. Multiply the days so that you can be inspired. You'll be inspired to say, you know what? If I only have this amount of days, I'm not going to allow any more time to go by without living with purpose, without knowing my purpose. See, because at the end of the day, I was sharing with my friend's daughter, Pete's daughter, McKinney, because she saw my book. She says, oh, you got a book? You writing books? Yeah, I'm right. I'm going to be writing many books, and world-renowned speaker and world-renowned person around the world. Not saying that the whole world will know me, but just that there's going to be a sect of people who know J Fifth Moore, the healthy accountant, helping people to account for their life, because it all started with discovering purpose. And when I decided that I would discover purpose, that's when purpose started. That's when purpose started to reveal itself to me. So if you don't know your purpose, you can learn how to live with purpose by answering the questions: who am I? Where am I from? Why am I here? What can I do? And where am I going? Answer those 5 questions, and see what happens when it comes to living with purpose. So, guys, I want to thank you for joining me for this episode of the I AFYL Life Podcast. This is a purpose book. It says, shift your mindset, find your purpose. That's why you want to read this book, Living Life on the Next Level. Go ahead and grab it on Amazon. Leave a message on the chat. And look, I can get you one in the mail, signed copy by me, so that you can have a commemorative edition of this book, Living Life on the Next Level. God bless you guys. I will see you on the next episode. Peace.
This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great